Hey everybody, Real with Wes, day 5. Here we are at Friday, about to go in this awesome weekend, finishing it up this week. I hope you guys catch Saturday service. I got another message I'm going to throw at you, a little different from Faith, talking about this. And then the following Saturday, I'm going to start a new series. It's going to go for at least 4 weeks, man. You guys are going to be super excited to hear that. It's going to be life-changing, be maybe a little challenging, you know how I am. But man, it's going to really shape your vision of who God is. I'm really excited for it. And of course, Sunday, catch Dr. Dollar, man. Life-changing messages have been flowing from him. But let's finish this off on day 5. And you hear many of my sermons, you see this flow where it's identifying God, letting that bounce on us and change how we see ourselves, and then passing it on to others, pay it forward to others. So really listen to day 4 and tie this into day 5 is what I want you to do. Go back and listen to day 4. If you haven't listened to it, pause this one. Go back and listen to the day before. It's only 5 minutes long, closer to 6, but 5 minutes long. Then listen to today. That's what I want you to do. The same way when I say we're talking about all week long, when it's not enough. When we realize that it's not about us being perfect and it's about God being enough and what he's done in us enough, and that grace is enough ultimately, and grace fills our weaknesses, we now can treat others with the same system. When you're always demanding perfection from yourself, you demand it from others. And you become harsh, you can become cold, mean-spirited, over hard on people, overbearing on people, pressure on people. And everything becomes fear though. Even what I talked about yesterday, being enough, it's all fear-driven. See, when you're in the more that when it's not enough, I gotta be more than enough. I gotta be enough. I gotta be enough. When the Word of God says God is more than enough, by the way, everything becomes about fear. And when everything flows from a place of fear, it's perverted. It's the language of the enemy. But when everything flows from this place of love, man, you're gonna behave better than you ever thought. Love is what covers so many things. And so really what you're saying, you're allowing God to love you in your weaknesses, in your shortcomings, and to just develop that love in you is what happens. And forgiving yourself and letting go of the past, not operating condemnation like we talked about yesterday. But then you get to treat others with that same way. You get to treat others with love. Others, it's like, man, when they fall short, you can be merciful, compassionate, because you realize how merciful and compassionate God is with you when you fall short. And instead of beating them up, we lift them up. Did you hear that? Instead of beating people up, we lift people up, because that's what's God doing with us. And when you do that, and people see that compassion flow you. I mean, think how many times Jesus, woman in adultery, what did he do? He didn't beat her up. They were trying to stone her to death. He lifted her up with the gift of no condemnation. The woman at the well, 4 husbands, and the 5th one wasn't even her husband. He didn't beat her up. He lifted her up, and then she became the first evangelist recorded in the Bible. At time and time again, the paralytic man, they lowered through the roof. First thing he did, he didn't beat him up, he lifted him up. Yes, literally, but what I mean by that, first he forgave his sins, because that man was feeling so beat up, he couldn't even receive the love God had for him in the form of healing. So he forgave him of the sin, and then he healed the man and lifted him up. Jesus never looked down on people. And he said, as you've seen me love like others. He talks about that in John 13. I believe it's verse 34 and 35. A new command I give you, the way you've seen me love others. Did Jesus ever beat people up? No, he lifted people up. He didn't, in their shortcomings, in their issues. He ate with what they called the sinners, even though everybody was a sinner back. Everybody was a sinner. There was no such thing as saint and sinner. People get all caught up in that. And God's like, everybody equally needs God. Everybody equally needs grace. Everybody equally needs Jesus, forgiveness, mercy, all those things. Everybody equally needs those things. But he didn't beat people up. He lifted people up. And that's the same thing. When we stop beating ourselves up and allow God to lift us up, we're in a position to do it for others. That's what life is all about, guys. Quit being so hard on people. Quit beating people up, being so judgmental. Lift people up and allow God to lift you up. Because when you can't do that for other people, it's because you don't see yourself that way. So when you receive that love for yourself, you can love others in the same capacity, man. And you're going to live happier, you're going to live freer, you're going to be able to mind your own business sometimes and just help other people, be empathetic towards people, and really show the love of God to people, because you're in the right position, and right here is in the right position. All right, guys, that's all I got for you this week. We'll come back next Monday, 3 o'clock. just another week. Keep it going, keep it going. We're going to be coming back soon, hopefully real soon, with in-person services. We're moving towards that with New York, so stay tuned for dates, times, details, locations. We're going to do a lot of great things. So hope you're all well. Enjoy this weekend though, and live free and enjoy God and enjoy life. I'll catch you Monday.